Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Hi, this is Mark Tibbs speaking. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So I've seen Dillian Whyte's social media message over on Instagram about hour and a half ago. And it's been kind of like on my mind ever since. And I feel a little bit gutted about it, to be honest with you, which is Dillian Whyte and Mark Tibbs have separated as boxer-trainer relationship. If I will go straight into Dillian Whyte's statement, then we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. So this is what Dillian Whyte had to say. Just to let everyone know, Mark Tibbs and I are no longer working together as boxer and trainer. I'm training in Portugal. Mark has a young family and his own new gym in the UK. As it stands, it just hasn't worked out with the way that we hoped that it would. Mark came to my team 4 years ago and has helped me turn into a world-class fighter I am today. Mark is a great trainer and I'll always be grateful to him and his dad for all they have done. So that's Dillian Whyte's statement. It's weird because when I had Mark Tibbs on the channel a couple of weeks ago, and we're talking about the distance with Dillian now training in Portugal, because Dillian, he was smart enough to recognise that things were about to hit real rock bottom as far as gyms, training, boxing was concerned here in the UK. So he got his stuff together. He went over to Portugal where he has gym facilities. So he can keep on training the way that he would like to do here in the UK. But here in the UK, with all the gyms closing, he would have just been one of those boxers who all they could do is maybe do the heavy bag in the garden and a bit of running. So he was very, very smart in recognising it before it really hit the fan. Now, when I had Mark on the channel a couple of weeks ago, I said to him about the distance, and obviously Mark said it's not ideal, but he is doing all that he can and he's going out there as much as he can to help alongside Dillian. But Mark, he's a kind of trainer that loves one-on-one training. So he doesn't want his fighters to go off and do their own thing, and he sees them once in a while. That's not the kind of relationship that Mark likes. And obviously, because he does have a young family and he is starting up his own gym. In fact, when Mark was on the channel a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about that, which is great news for Mark. He seemed very happy about it, very excited about it. And by the looks of it, it's pretty close to completion now, if it's not already. Now, I have messaged Mark and Dillian, not for any kind of podcast or interviews or anything, because I'm sure that Coogan, he'll get all the exclusives for that one. But just checking in on them really, because it's a relationship that I felt was the perfect relationship, boxer-trainer. These guys had a real understanding. Of course, Dillian and Mark, they've been through some highs and, of course, at the tail end of last year, some lows as well with the whole UK situation. And Mark stuck by Dillian. He believed in Dillian, as I did. Of course, Dean and many others did as well. So him moving to Portugal wasn't ideal. Now, what I thought would happen is that because he's got his date of August the 22nd to take on Alexander Povetkin, a few weeks before the fight, he'll come back to the UK and just work on some tactical stuff with Mark, get the fight done, and then that's it. They're back to normal. But I mean, I could be wrong on this one. Maybe Dillian is planning on staying in Portugal for the foreseeable future, as in hold all his camps out there, which of course with Mark, with his young family, is not ideal to do. Now, no idea who the new trainer will be for Dillian. I don't even know if he's even got one yet. No idea at all. But hopefully Mark, he'll be keeping with Richard Riakporhe and all the other lads and that down there as well. Of course, he's got his new gym starting up. But for me, I do feel a little gutted about it. And Mark always gave me this sense that whenever Dillian fought, I mean, every time that Dillian fights, I get nervous. But I feel a bit more confident knowing that Mark Tibbs is with him. Mark Tibbs is a tactical genius. He can break down his opponent and the game plan is always spot on. Of course, he's got Jimmy there as well. And I'm the same way with Anthony Joshua, that I always get nervous for Anthony Joshua. It doesn't matter who he fights, but I have a little bit more of a confidence because Rob McCracken's there. And it was kind of the same with Tyson Fury with Peter Fury. And when he left Peter, went with Ben Davison, I understood the reasons. And when he went to Sugar Hill, I was very nervous because I didn't know how good Sugar Hill was. But thankfully it all worked together. So this is the kind of thing that with my favourite fighters, I get nervous for them anyway. It doesn't matter who it is that they fight, but who they have around them will give me a bit more confidence. And Mark always gave me a bit of confidence. So now Mark's not there. I mean, I don't know who it is that is going to be training Dillian. I have no idea. So at the minute, I'm going to be quite nervous for the whole Povetkin fight. As much as I favour Dillian anyway over Povetkin, but it's heavyweight boxing, you don't know. Povetkin he's a master inside that ring. And Dillian's going to have to be on his A game. And with a new coach, not ideal timing, as August 22nd, not too far away. But anyway, I'm sure Dillian will announce who his trainer is a bit nearer the time. But I mean, either way, I'm very gutted about the whole situation. I always seen that these two were perfect together ever since Dillian left Jonathan Banks, which, I mean, personally, I never really rated Jonathan Banks too much. And here I am saying that, and then we'll find out that he's gone back with Jonathan Banks. But when he went with Mark Tibbs, fully confident. I was very, very confident that these two would just merge together well and they'd push forward. And they surpassed my expectations, to be honest with you. They really have. Anyway, that's the news. Dillian Whyte, Mark Tibbs have parted ways. Seems very amicable, which is great. And the reasons are understandable for sure, but it does give me the sense that Dillian is maybe plan on staying in Portugal and maybe not training at the Peacocks or Miguel's or maybe Mark Tibbs' new gym. I think that maybe he's going to be staying in Portugal. But anyway, as and when news comes through about it, of course, I'll keep you all updated. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.